Kick it off Wednesdays here, it's the plan. 5 o'clock somewhere, let's gather the clan. Gold Fever Radio, we're ready to roll. Adventuring together, it's feeding our soul. Shout out your name, where you hail from. Let's share the joy. Let the vibes hum. No prospectors playing in the dirt, with dreams of the riches and the thrill that won't hurt. Every find tells a tale, every spark knows a song. At Gold Fever Radio, where we all belong.
Hey, well, welcome everybody. Wednesday once again, Gold Fever Radio. I'm Jack Tucker.
You are.
Who are you?
I'm Lisa Tucker. And guess what? I can touch you.
Oh, you can touch me now.
I'm here.
Oh, that's right. You are here now. You've been away for the last 3 weeks or so, huh?
Yep.
But you are back.
I am back.
Yes, you are back to let us know.
Yes.
Man, let me tell you what. As soon as she got back, things immediately started to change.
You mean getting back to normal?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
man, everything I did wrong and every dust particle that was left out.
You treated the house like a bachelor pad.
Yeah, anyway, so so here we are. It is Wednesday. It is May, what is it?
13th.
May 13th. I should remember that. May 13th. Wednesday, May 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, that's where we are. So we do have us a guest tonight.
Yes,
you know
we
that?
do. Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
For me?
Yeah.
Tying my...
What else is going on? Let's see. So didn't get out. I don't think got out at all this week. I had to go to Vegas yesterday and pick her up.
Uh-huh.
And then we had to go
elsewhere
on another 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
But we can talk to the guest about that. I learned something new yesterday. I did not know. That was pretty cool. But other than that, let's bring our guest in here anyway.
Change it into comments and see who's in the room.
Oh, who's in comments? Okay, let me back that up then. Let's do that. Okay, who's in comments? Jackpot Warrior Prospecting, Salome Mark, hello. Julian Berry, hello. Hillbilly Bob Relic Hunter, hello. Robert Porch, hello. Doggy Bones, SEAL Team, Paul Mishak, Wayne Peterson, Lottie Da, the
Frickus,
Scratch people. Anyways, alrighty guys. Anyways, let's find a guest here. Let's just throw in a quarter, throw in a hat, see what happens here. Pa-bam, there you go. Look at that right there. The one,
hey,
the
Jack.
only. Hey, how you doing?
Jack and Lisa, how you guys doing?
Hi, Larry.
So I think this is my first one with you, Lisa, and my second time on Gold Fever here. So great to be back.
So introduce yourself to people. They see your name there, but introduce yourself. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, my name is Larry Akins. I'm a gold prospector and treasure hunter here in Arizona. And I've lived in Arizona for 26 years and developed, really actually became a prospector first. That is my first love. Still got to get out by you and do some metal detecting. Maybe have you teach me how to use this gold monster. It's just so chirpy, but and I about maybe 6-7 years ago met a couple treasure hunters, and I'm like, oh, what's that? When you first hear the term, it's kind of laughable, to be brutally honest. But then when you hang around guys that are much older than us and you start seeing some of the things they found and hearing their stories, it's truly incredible.
Yes, I'm just looking at the picture. So I see. Okay, there's one here. Uh,
Yeah, I sent a bunch of pictures for tonight because I know most everybody, it's fun to talk and all that, but I thought we could make this a little bit more of a show and tell too. I could kind of talk about some of the stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about. There's a lot of stuff I can't show, but I did choose some items tonight, and actually some actual items of treasure to show too. So should be some interesting stuff. There's pack one was the spiral staircase, which I know a lot of people, but I would like to start. I sent you a picture. I think it was the first one I sent.
let me. Yeah, I'm going to see what I can pull up here on
Sure.
this. Uh, so give me so as you continue to talk.
You're
So
good.
I've got.
I'm trying to see the chat too. I'm sorry because I heard Porch is here. Apologize, Robert. I'm not seeing chat yet.
I'm seeing. Well, I see the shaft here. Uh, so I'm got to see here. Okay, so that's what's pulled up here. So let me go here now. Okay, let's see. Oops.
Make your browser fast.
Okay, let's go back here.
There we go.
Okay. Now what I need to do is go to media. See if I can pull these up.
All right, now I got chat. Hillbilly Bob, good to see you. We got Wayne Peterson, great to see you as well. Squatch people, not sure who that is. Robert Porch, good to see you, brother.
Folder video. So I guess it's going to be these top ones right here on overlays. Let's see right there. Okay, let's see if I can add any files here. Sometimes they won't. Let me see. Pictures. They have to be in a certain format. But let me see if I can get these to come in. Let's see here. Where are we at right there?
Well, Jack's working on it. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put it on the chat. I'll be happy to respond to whatever I can.
You know, I was going to tell you something. So yesterday, oh crap, we had to go into Utah, just above St. George area right there.
Okay.
And what I've never known was right there off Highway 91 going into Utah is an old Spanish trail right there. And they've got where they're marking it. I think it's what's that town called? Ivins or something like that. But it's got their so they've got some plaques along the highway right there, and then they're putting up like these miners and burros and that up on the hill. And I thought, well, that's really kind of cool. I took a few pictures, but I thought, man, I didn't know there was a Spanish trail right there. So can you like metal detect along those trails and maybe find something?
So that's a good segue, I guess. Something I learned pretty recently. I was out on a trip, and I was with a few gentlemen, and I'm going to spare names just for respect. But you got to be careful with your legal laws and your area laws. We were somewhere that's pretty close by that we do a lot of work in, and I was reminded that I wasn't allowed to prospect because we were in a mine shaft and I wanted to take a sample. I did wind up taking a sample because I wondered why the metal detectors were going crazy, but I don't know. I don't know anything on the Utah border or in Utah. I haven't ventured up that way. I keep thinking about going to the
Moon Lake.
Moon Lake gathering, but maybe one of these days you guys will talk me into it, or I'll hitch a ride with one of you.
Yeah, I'll be back up there again this year. But yes, you have to come up. That's a lot of fun. And, they were all, I don't know why the Spanish were all over Utah. We were talking about that because you'd think there's more gold in, California, Arizona, Nevada. And why the hell they were spent so much time in Utah for? It's all places.
Well, I think they were chasing some of the alleged, treasure, and if you think that some of the stuff we're looking at here, could be Aztec, and you'll see an item in some of the pictures I sent you. if they were chasing that, then that would, possibly follow them up that way. Because I know there's a lot of strong shows and rumors and books and posts or whatever that the Aztec made it all the way up to Utah. I don't know. I'm definitely not an expert on that. I know some people say the Mayan did too, but I would say Aztec would be more likely. But maybe they're chasing that. I don't know.
I know you mentioned something about, and it's funny because so last week I started binge watching. I started with Skinwalker, and then I switched over to a Blind Frog, and I
Mm-hmm.
started watching that, and I just after like watching about 10 episodes, I couldn't take it anymore.
Which
It was
one?
like, huh?
Which one?
They were first off, I guess they were trying to clear out the water that kept flooding the tunnel.
Blind Frog. Yeah.
Yeah, and then and it's funny when I went to Moon Lake one time, the guy took us over there. We went all the way over to the gate of Blind Frog. He had a claim right outside of that, and so I was stood right there. But
Yeah, I the Blind Frog show. I'm gonna spare my true feelings out of respect, because there is two, and I did say two Dutch hunters that will be being shown on the season premiere. I think it's May 27th, and I wish that show would be more than what it is. I think the biggest issue, and you might have picked up on it already with just the few you watched, there's no continuity. They drain that water tunnel, and they found those, it looks like logs or like some kind of
right,
bin.
yeah,
And I think the theory was it was an ore bin or something. And then the season 1 ends, and then season 2 never even goes back to it. And as you watch that show more and more, every season kind of is like that. You'll have one season where I think his name's Dwayne is almost dying in a tunnel filled with gas, and then the season opener of the next season, there's no mention of it. There's no like, there's just no continuity. It's about to get worse. I've been sitting on a little information, being that we're out here in Arizona. There's a lot of Dutch hunters. As many know, on season 5, Josh Feldman entered the show. He's a local Dutch hunter from here in Arizona, and his dad is joining the show officially. And I don't really know anything more than that. I had heard that information a little while ago. I didn't, out of respect for everybody, it's not my place to mention it. But the thing, and I don't know if the producers of that show watch you or not, but I guess my one piece of advice, not being a TV guy, is you got to work on your social media. I was watching their official group, and everybody was like, "Oh, the show's over," because there is some drama with some of the people that are on that show. I don't know if you've seen the news, and I'm not going to bring it up out of here, once again, respect for the show, but one of the main cast is not going to be on the show anymore, if you followed the news on that. And with that said, though, there was no mention from the production company or Discovery or anything about, is the show coming back or whatnot. And I think they should. I think that, if you want to be on TV, I think you need to promote your YouTube and your products and all that. I mean, that's what you should do. That's how you if you got something you're proud of, you should boast about it. But yeah, that's anyway. But yeah, Ron Feldman, another Dutch hunter, will be joining the show. That officially could be talked about because the trailer went up, I think, a couple days ago. So we'll see. We'll see what it evolves to.
Well, one of them is already on there.
Yeah, Josh,
yeah. So,
and his dad, Ron, will be now joining. And this is a theory. I don't, once again, I don't want to walk, it's not my place, but I think he's going to kind of be the lead. Like, in the trailer kind of shows all this. The trailer shows that it's about a 30-second trailer, and it shows that Josh invites his dad to kind of lead the team. So I think that's where it's going to go. We'll see. I wish them luck. I get along with the Feldmans. They're great guys. Their time on mountains here in the Superstition Mountains is just decades and decades. So hats off to them. I hope it's a big success.
Well, I know what you had mentioned, continuity, and that's one thing I picked up on. That's when they were in the cave walking around in there. In one scene, you see Josh wearing a hard hat, and they're still in the cave. And then the next scene, you see him; he's in a cowboy hat. And it's like, come on, Rob, And then what I don't get is like they're up there in the middle of the mountains, they're walking around or in a cave, and all of a sudden they pull out, and you think, where the hell did they get that from? You know,
Right.
how does all this stuff when they're going on a backpack and they're hiking forever, and all of a sudden they got all this equipment, and where did that all come from? You know, there is no
Yeah.
continuity at all in that show. And it was just driving me crazy. I couldn't keep up with it. So finally, I
Yeah.
just say, I'm done watching that.
I have a feeling the pilot for season 6 will probably be their most watched episode, because I'm sure everybody will wonder, how is this production or this show going to get past the news? And for those that don't know the news, one of the main cast had a lot of legal troubles, and then has a lot more legal troubles. We'll leave it at that. And it did make news, and it's sad. I
didn't hear it.
I don't know them. I don't know Dwayne or anything else, but hope it turns out for everybody.
No, I didn't hear nothing on the news about it.
Yeah, I don't want to bring up dirty laundry. It's pretty bad. I'm sure
Wow.
some people. I'm looking at the chat now. Sorry to look away too. Everything I tried to get ready for tonight didn't quite work. I have a light and all that, so I'm kind of having a glance at the side for the chat. Yeah, it's bad. We'll leave it there. That's where it should go.
I'll have to go Google that and see what I can find
Yeah,
out.
and it'll be really
so
curious
Lottie
how
Dawson
do they get past it? Like that is the $1 million question. How does the show get past that? So we'll see.
So Lottie Dawson, it's all over TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, it's I've already said too
all
much.
I know
put
is
my foot in my mouth.
The son is the one that seemed like he does everything, man. He's a pilot. He's a scuba diver. He's like he does it all.
For those that know the story, and I'll say this as an inside joke, he appears to be a superhero. Nah, I shouldn't have said that, but you'll see. And the news is about him, Jack. So just
okay. That's what I was wondering, because he is the main one there.
Yeah, and I think it's safe. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it's safe to say we will not be seeing him again. I mean, and never say never, but that's
too bad. I'll have to go check all that out. Also, so Clay says, that's bad. Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, since you talked about Moon Lake, I do want to throw a little bit of a snippet. I'll probably throw it at the end too. We do have an official date for this year's coming rendezvous. It's called the Dutch Rendezvous, and this year will be the 22nd. I hope I didn't mess that up. It is going to be November 5th, 6th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It's the Friday.
November?
Yes, November. It's been pushed. It
so
has
you go
been
back
done.
to November because you moved it up there last time.
Well, yeah, we've been doing November, so it's 6th, 7th, and 8th. 8th really doesn't really count. It's when everybody kind of packs and leaves. But so the Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. If you get a chance, even if you don't want to camp with us, I know you'll probably be out there, Jack, and we'll be doing a few things earlier. But for the general public, Friday, Saturday's the big day to come. If you can come afternoon and then stay for the programs, I think you'll have a good time. Last year, we had Vanessa Lucido from Curse of Oak Island. She was a great speaker. We had Roger from the Superstition Search and Rescue. We had John Wayne Galloway. And there's a couple others I'm missing. And
Jason.
Sorry. Huh?
Jason.
Yes, Jason Fritz with his new book. Great work. Hats off to Jason. Did a really nice job too. And yeah, he kind of rounded out the program. So this year, I can't officially say who we have, but I will say, we got to follow it up. I mean, we have a cast member from Curse of Oak Island. We gotta step up our game. So Wayne and myself are working on that right now, and I hope to have some pretty interesting names. I will say this: don't be surprised if somebody from the Gold Rush show, main cast members, happens to join us, which would be kind of a new transition for the rendezvous, because it's primarily been a treasure hunting event. But think it'd be nice to get a little bit of the gold prospecting, and that might be more me, and obviously you too, Jack. Get some of that flavor into the event too. Last year we had Woody Wampler. He did a gold panning class while we were all on a hike, and so I personally, I don't want to speak for Wayne, and Wayne is the MC and all that of the whole event, but I try to help where I can. But I think we want to try to incorporate a little bit of the gold prospecting community too from here out a little bit, get everybody something for everybody.
No, that's true. I mean, because everything's always almost the same thing. Everything, we talk about the superstitions, we talk about Dutch hunter, so to kind of incorporate, because that's a wide, when you get into prospecting, it kind of incorporates the same too, because you're still kind of looking for gold and Spanish treasures and Dutchmen and metal detecting, and so it kind of plays in there.
Yeah, for sure. So some of my Dutch hunting buddies that are on right now, you're going to laugh because this might be the first time you see this, but I'm sorry I can't see. So yes, I'm putting on some. Oh my gosh, I can see chat now. So
okay, I got some pictures here. The first one you sent.
Let's start going over some stuff. All right, so this is some news. I was at the archive. We have an archive out here that's very interesting. It's led by one of the original Dutch hunters. It's a private collection. It is the largest treasure hunting / superstition / Dutch hunting collection / library anywhere. It is it's like a library, truly. I was over there yesterday and we were doing some research. My dear friend Tom Van passed away on March 10th, and I just found out yesterday. It's a weird circumstance. I looked after him for several years, and he had an estranged daughter come out of nowhere and gobble him up and move him out of his trailer immediately, and said nobody can have contact with him, and wouldn't tell us where he went, when he died, or anything. But we did find out yesterday he passed in March. He is the 32nd winner of the Treasure Hunter of the Year awards. He was an honor guard in Arlington Cemetery, which blew my mind when I was researching his history. He was one of those guys, that are out there, and if anybody's ever been to DC, you can't make a sound, and they, day, night, rain, shine, whatever. He was one of those. He left the military and became a Detroit police officer for 13 years, and then moved out to Arizona in the 70s. And here's the interesting thing about Tom. His love was gold prospecting. That's what he did. He went to Alaska. His claim was he had prospected every state in the West at one point or another, but Arizona was his specialty, and he did get into the Dutch hunting quite a bit and treasure hunting. And he had anybody that saw him speak at the Dutch Rendezvous for the last few years, he would have some incredible stories about treasure in the Grand Canyon and Jesuit treasures and the superstitions and stuff. But a dear guy, just a big loss, really. With just another of many we've been losing since the last time I've been on.
So how old was he?
Boy, you got me there, right? Born in 37, died this year.
82 or something?
Yeah, the late 80s. I don't know.
I think that's when my mother was born. 81.
Yeah.
That's when my mother was born.
Yeah,
okay, so
he went like a lot of people. His mind started going the last 6 months, and it was bad. It was like beyond. I remember I would go regularly, at least a couple times a week, to his trailer, and there'd be times he'd be like, check the perimeter, somebody's here, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the enemy's here, make sure you get your gun, I mean, it was time. So luckily it wasn't a long period of that. I mean, some would say he was kind of nutty with his Grand Canyon stories and stuff, but great guy, and he'll be missed. I hope he's having fun up there treasure hunting and prospecting for us all.
Okay. No, I don't know what that is.
You got the best for last, but we'll go with it. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so these are the ones you sent me.
Yeah, so this is the spiral staircase. That is a recent picture. For anybody that wonders what the spiral staircase, for those that aren't familiar with it, it is an area in the Superstition Wilderness that's very unique. There was a adit that went in to a side of a mountain or hill, really, and then broke onto a spiral staircase that was cut into the mountain that went down. Years ago, the adit collapsed and closed, so people, and I'm not really sure the originating people. I know some of them, and Tom, the guy you just saw, was one of the original people that worked on the spiral. They sank a new shaft, which is what you're looking at there, and that shaft, and then they tunneled back to the spiral staircase to get to it. Having a spiral staircase cut into the side of a mountain, as many can imagine, is very unique, and it is one of the mysteries that I know. I don't want to speak for him, but I know Wayne Tuttle has spent so much time on it. It's just one of these head scratchers that it's kind of our, so as an example, back to Curse of Oak Island, it is our money pit, and not that there's necessarily treasure down there, but it's like one of those, why, what is this, and Jack, you're the prospector here. You look at that rock, there's no reason to dig there. It's actually quite dangerous to go down there. You can see those boulders are barely hanging on. And I don't know if he's on right now, but Bob Bunzel would laugh right now, because I have yet to go down. I have a family, and when you see those boulders, some of them are barely hanging on, and if one falls, the one you see there that's stained, that's on the bottom of that picture, that's like close to the size of a small car hood. I mean, that's not a little rock. That's a big rock. That falls on you, you're not coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And you better hope it squashes your head, because, my goodness.
Well, last year when, finally we hiked, I got to hike over there, and Larry went, was it Larry? Larry went down.
No, I did not.
Dallas,
I didn't.
Dallas went down there.
Yeah, Dallas and Robert, who I believe is still on, he went with you.
Yeah.
And I think there was a couple others, but
Brad went and Clay went.
Yeah. So you've seen it. I mean, you did not go down, if I'm correct, right?
No, I didn't. But we did a little film on the whole document of walking over there and getting over there, and it was quite the hike over there. And then there's the other ruins that was up there on top, where we saw the little rock foundation, a little classifier and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's a picture of it in that pack somewhere there, but yeah, there's a picture of it. Yeah, you got to wonder.
I only got 3 pictures is all that came through.
Well, that's not too good. Yeah, there's a bunch that were sent. I've sent 41, but yeah.
Oh, okay. And then there's that one.
So this picture is probably the most special picture, and the reason is, and it's hard to tell, but that is the spiral. That is the only known picture. There is rumor there's other pictures, but we haven't acquired them yet. This is the only picture we have recovered of the actual staircase, and it's hard to see, but that is a guy by the name of Tree. That's his foot, and his foot is on a top step, and then the next one you can see kind of curved to the I guess to the right there, and then it continues spiraling down. But it's not, some I think fantasize that the spiral was like these clean, sharp stairs. It definitely is not. It was very crude oriented stairs, but you got to consider when they were possibly made. I mean, you're talking, the time would be unknown of when those stairs were created. But, if we're talking Aztec, I mean, think of how long they've been down there. So
I'm getting other pictures here.
Are you? Great. Yeah, there's some good ones. I also sent some pictures of actual treasure, so hopefully those come through. It's fun to hear stories. It's I know this stair probably isn't the most exciting thing. To put it in perspective, though, you're looking at something that's carved in the mountain from centuries ago, and who would do such a thing? Why would you dig an adit, which is, for those that don't know, an adit is straight in, but we'll call it a shaft. A shaft is, but a mine shaft. Why would you dig that and then dig a spiral staircase down into a mountain? It just, and the rumor, and this comes from those that redug it out, was that at the bottom of that staircase, there was wooden planks, and they were scared to death to go beyond because it could have been a false floor. And had they broken through, obviously you could fall to your death. But if they had only had cordless drills and some of the, snake cams, like we use snake cams now. I mean, if they could, sewer cam / snake cam, if they could have had those, I mean, who knows what's below those planks? But unfortunately, I don't know that we ever will know. It's in an area we really are not allowed to dig, but we'll continue to investigate. There is an idea of running some sewer cams, maybe, and being able to fish through and maybe get some images back in, but we'll see.
So yeah, next I think next is it next week? Yeah, next week we're going to Oklahoma
Yeah.
in search of
Yeah, that's
some
where we're going.
some Spanish treasure.
Yeah.
Nice.
That supposedly is I don't know here. You're halfway out of here.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
there's a few people in this chat room here I think that's going, but so we're gonna spend I think a week up hiking all over this mountain looking for this Spanish treasure in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
Let's see what other pictures came in here. Let's see. Let's see. It's not that one, is it? No,
No,
it's
that-
down here. Okay, so I'm looking there.
started
So
with this one.
okay, so we got
So I'm going to be these are objects that a treasure hunter that's pretty well known out here named Tree had found. So these were some of the things that he recovered. These, as best as we can tell, were recovered off the Peralta Road area, which you've been on that many times, Jack. That's how we get to the rendezvous. Somewhere out in that direction, so probably the southern side of the mountains. We don't know anything beyond that. The time frame on this photo was 89, if I recall right. And so everything as far as metadata, as far as location or anything, is long gone. But the one object to, I guess, dead center, Google is I threw it through Google to see if it knew it, and it did know it. It said it was late 1800s. The other two objects it did not know. What it had said they were things they used at a burial site where there would be holy water at the actual graves. So what were they doing in there? I have no idea. And for those that want to ask, no, we don't have them. We don't know what happened to him. Tree was a very reclusive gentleman. I'm glad I got to work with him and know him for some years, but this is stuff he did well before I knew him. And there's going to be some more there too. One of the more interesting one should be with like a pack of cigarettes. He used a pack of cigarettes as a reference point.
He's not the one that just passed, is he?
He passed. I think we're coming up on December will be 2 years. But
okay, yes, it wasn't him. Somebody that goes out to the rendezvous there in Utah just passed. One of those big people.
We've lost quite a few. Somebody that goes to Utah. I'm trying to think of who went to Utah. I mean, one of the cogs of the wheel, really cogs of the wheel. And I got to meet him only one time, and it was literally at the Treasure Hunt of the Year awards dinner. Was Clay Worst, and he, I mean, you could almost say the godfather of Dutch hunting. Developed most of Apache Junction as we know it. I wish Wayne was here because he'd probably be able to throw up a lot more bullet points. But Clay was one heck of a guy, but I don't think he went to Utah. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Clay. Maybe.
I'm trying to think.
So let's see. So you guys like Clay? You were there. Terry just posted it not too long ago, just like a few weeks ago. He posted it, and
you're talking Salvador?
Yes, it was
Salvador. Didn't pass.
No, it wasn't Salvador. No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Salvador. Oh God, I can't think what his name is. but I would show him a map, and he used his fingers and stuff on a map, and he'd say, "There's treasure right there." He was big in, I think, dowsing, and what was his name, Clay? You guys that are following that Moon Lake thing. Anyway, so let me see who's in here, down here. Let's see, seeing who we missed here.
Yeah, I see Robert was on there. He's talking about the staircase. Doesn't recommend.
Stand-up guy. Let's see, Lottie down.
This is
Okay,
a new one.
there's Paul.
I would agree, Robert. I mean,
Adil Hassawi.
good job. Hello there,
Luis.
Luis. Just arriving. Hobo prospecting.
Hobo Rob prospecting.
Hello, Steve Blevins.
Roland.
Roland.
Clodhopper.
Clodhopper.
oh no, I guess I didn't have all messages. I only had top.
Michael.
I can't remember. Clay said.
And just Ben.
Just Ben, Jay. So I'd have to go back and see who it was that just. But yeah,
I'm trying to think of it. And he was a Dutch hunter?
No, I don't think he was a Dutch hunter.
Oh.
He's probably, I don't know what all he's done, but because I've talked to him the last few years,
Yeah.
and to hear that, it's just like,
Sadly, with the Dutch hunting community out here and the superstitions, that hobby / passion really started, it started longer, but the majority of when it became popular, was 60s, 70s, 80s, and so with that said, we're losing almost regularly now Dutch hunters. And I'm sure that can be said for gold prospecting as well, just everywhere.
because
Everybody's getting a little older. I know my knees I've had some knee stuff going on, but still in the mountain almost every week. But it's we're all getting there, I guess. Best way to find gold is dumpster dive. Yeah, depends what your treasure is, I guess. Claude Hopper said, keep chasing gold, but it keeps running out on me. Me too, man. Boy. Same thing. Yeah, now you got me wondering who. And you said it was Utah or here?
No, I don't see it. Because Terry posted it that we lost him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I personally didn't know that guy, but I know the posting you're talking about. Yeah. I never met the gentleman.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but I saw the posting.
Yeah,
Ellie
Ellie passed, but she was
yeah.
Nobody here would know her
Except for Wayne.
except Wayne. Yeah, I can't think what that guy's is. I mean, if I heard his name, I'd know who he was. Are you going to the Moon Lake this year? Yes, I'll be there, and I'm sure you're going to go there this year.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Maybe if I drive west and hitch a ride with you.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a long way up there, my understanding.
No, it's in Duchesne.
Oh, man. Well, I've never even been to Utah, so.
Oh, wow. Duchesne's only what? About an 8-hour drive, maybe?
From here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad, I guess.
I generally, when I only drive like 3 hours a day, and so I like to just drive, camp out, whatever. I don't like to drive. I'm not a big fan of driving.
Is it true they don't do it at the campground anymore?
No, they've moved over to the convention center now in Duchesne. Last year they moved to the convention, which was nicer because it's indoors and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of Dutch hunters probably wouldn't have interest in, because the content's a little different. I will say this, and you and me saw it kind of firsthand out at that the day before the rendezvous, but there is some odd happenings that do take place, in the wilds of America, but there are some focal points, and I'll tell you, the superstitions, sure has their batch of legends and fables and all that, but I am open to all. I like to research stuff like that. So,
I got to say we're going to give away a prize here in a little bit,
ooh,
but so I got a new book out.
you do? Oh,
It's called "The Day
okay,
Metal Detecting Changed My Life." It's
nice.
on Amazon. I don't even have copies of them. These are what they call author's copies, so they say on there not for resale.
Sure.
It's just about metal detecting, some cool things I found, how I got involved with metal detecting. But then also the other one I have is my prospecting adventures.
Anecdotes.
And anecdotes all about my how I got started with gold prospecting.
Clay wants to know if you're going to do live from Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, yes, we are going to do live from Oklahoma. We'll be doing a lot of film. Did you get any of the book already started written, Clay? Did Scott send you some the chapters 1 and 2 of the book? But anyway, these are on Amazon right now, so people can go Amazon and buy these here. So go to Amazon and buy them.
There you go.
But
I'm sure
we'll
there'll
give
be a
one
link.
away, though, here.
I'm sure there'll be a link here somewhere.
Well, just go to Amazon, search Jack Tucker.
Oh,
And so some people say so, and I keep saying this here. So people like send me friend requests. So anybody on here send me friend requests, and I don't accept it. You can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I'm maxed out.
oh, is that okay? Yeah, I
So I
didn't know
can't
that.
accept any more friend requests, and I keep getting these friend requests, but I can't accept them. So
Yeah.
you guys can
Somebody
follow
dies.
me, but I can't. Yeah, what'd you say?
Until somebody dies.
Until somebody dies, then I'll have an opening. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to give away this metal detecting book here. How's that? We'll give that away here in a little bit.
Okay.
See, you have to switch to a different type of account. Yeah. I've got on the Gold Fever Radio. And so there's Gold Fever Radio you can follow on Gold Fever Radio. That needs some followers right here on this here on Facebook, Gold Fever Radio. But on Gold Fever Adventures, that's got like 14,000 subscribers or something like that. So those you can have as many as you want on groups. It's unlimited. But on personal pages, you're only allowed 5,000 friends.
What's the status of the Alaska trip? Is that still possibly
No,
happening?
we couldn't get the interest of people wanting to go, so we kind of bagged that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Told them, let's see, if you find an old tin can bent shut, open it up, and found an old glass container with gold in that, treasures or finding gold.
That's
It's
treasure.
happened.
Yeah,
It's treasure
Yeah.
hunting. You were looking for the treasure.
yeah.
Yeah, I was with
Oh.
Tree.
Oh, so what? Jack, it's a long way to Oklahoma, 600 miles to Amarillo, Texas, 175 miles to the what?
To Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's going to be a long drive to get to Oklahoma. So I know, and we're all supposed to meet, I think, at Walmart there in Oklahoma
At
at
2
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's going to be a long drive
long drive.
all the way to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Live from Oklahoma.
Fruit
Yeah,
cake.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
because we really don't want to see it.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
Oklahoma. Yeah. By way of Omaha. Okay. So
East of Omaha.
east of Omaha. Okay. Oh, let's pull up another picture. Where's the pictures at here? I got sidetracked.
Okay,
so which
here
one
was
did-
the one with the
Oh, the
that one.
cigarette
Yeah,
pack, right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are very interesting. Tree smoked, and obviously was using the pack of smokes as a reference point for how big the objects were. These we really, I mean, we don't have the objects, so right off the bat, before anybody gets too excited, I had no idea where they went. The middle one was, and this is all just AI and Google, as far as info, but it did appear that the two brown ones are Aztec in nature. The one on the left, unknown. Here's where I put a word of caution though on people, and I will say this. So I visit Goodwill pretty regularly, and the reason I do that is I'm looking for old historical books. It's the only reason I go. and you'd be shocked at what you can find at a Goodwill sometimes. And you're talking books from early 1900s or whatever. And I have found some incredible stuff, everything from, soldier camps, books to obviously Dutch hunting books and stuff. But when you're in there, you can also find objects that look, like kind of like this stuff. So I'm not saying these were fake. This was something Tree felt, I guess, pretty important to take a picture of it. I do know roughly the location where they were obtained, so that is for a future trip one day, but knowing him, he probably acquired whatever. This is, if you attach this and you put spiral staircase, which I won't say these were by it because they weren't, but if you attach a spiral staircase and these types of objects, you could get pretty excited pretty fast. Because imagine if the Aztecs did carve that stairway, if they did leave these objects. I mean, there's some really, really cool stuff. Is this, gold? No. Is it, treasure? I mean, in a lot of a lot of people that love history, yeah, for sure. I mean, is it financially valuable? I would guess probably not what you would think it would be, but still way, way cool.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find that guy's picture, whoever it was.
So were these items buried, or were they just, like?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I have other pictures. He would film pretty precisely with film cameras. He would film, and this came from him, his detail, but he would film like 15 feet, stop, take a picture, 15 feet, stop, take a picture. And then he would film as he's working on something. So opening I inherited his entire life's work. And when I was scanning this and getting it digitally ready, I would open a pack of photos, and the pack would, because they were filmed in an order, you could kind of, not like a motion picture, but you could kind of follow, along, where he was going. Some packs are better than others, obviously. Some you can tell because we know, certain parts of the mountain or certain features, and then you would see him from afar away and then get closer and closer and closer, to something. But, in this case, it was pretty much the same thing. Okay. So now this is a funny example. So a lot of people would be really excited, including me. I was like, oh my gosh, this has got to be really cool. A leather bound bottle, right? And I swore this was some cool treasure, because you can't really see it on there, but it's like a conquistador looking guy that's carved in the leather.
Yeah, you see that, yeah.
It is not treasure. This is a modern bottle. I think when I finally found one, how quick, one can dream. Because I remember sending pictures to somebody else, a Dutch hunter, and he's like, "Woo, wow," and I was too, because the whole bottle is very old. It's been underground for a while, but it is completely modern. Nothing cool other than a great example of don't fall for everything. Do your research.
The I'd never I don't know if I showed you or not that Aztec doll that I found.
Maybe.
I'll have to show you that one day.
This was something Tree dug up. It is very old. Do not have it. It was donated to basically a archive of sorts. But yeah, it's a pretty neat thing. I wanted to show a picture just because there's a lot I can't show, so I kind of picked and choose some things that I think were okay to show. There's actually something I wanted to show tonight, and I forgot to send the photo. I don't know if Bob, you're on. I don't know if you have I guess there's no ability to put a photo on, but I think it's the largest discovery in the superstitions in the last couple of years, and I wanted to show it so that maybe if we take a break or you get onto something, I can mail it real quick. But yeah, this was dug up. Not proud to say this, but once again, nothing to do with me. I'm just the guy who looked after this person in his final years, but he claimed he dug up a cowboy grave to get it. So, yes, that is what it is. But pretty cool old gun. I forget the model. I'm going to try to send.
So when you say tree, is that the same one as Trio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can't find that picture. I thought Terry, because I know he posted it, and I thought, wow, I just was talking to that guy. Let's see. So we did the bottle. This here is just a skull. I guess it almost looks human.
Okay, so this is something, and I'm mailing you that picture really quick. It should come, and it should come fast because it's a small picture, but don't show it yet. This photo I wanted to talk about. So one thing I do out here in the superstitions, and it's everything we do is, kind of fun, gold prospecting, treasure hunting, history. The other thing I do, which is my give back, is I try to look for missing people. And this is not a real skull before anybody gets too panicked. This was, in my opinion, purposely planted in a known search area for a famous case. It's very odd that somebody would do it, but I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. But yeah, me and a few others, we look for people that have been gone for some time. And it's kind of a natural thing to do because we bushwhack. We do not typically take trails, and a missing person here in the superstitions is not going to be found on a trail. A hiker or a day adventurer would have long since found them. When we have cases that are, we have old cases, but the cases I typically work are about 6 to 5 years. These people aren't on the trail. They've been, unfortunately, moved off the trail, probably by nature. So we go in and we try to find them so we can bring their families closure. One case I work too much on is Kyman Welch, and it really hits home because he's a 25-year-old. I call him a boy, but a kid, but 25-year-old, and he's been missing. This August will be 6 years, and still haven't found any evidence of him. So it's sad. Our superstitions. I'm sure you've heard of the legends and all that, but thing is they do take a lot of lives, and it's usually from lack of water or terrain. It's a very harsh environment.
Is that the kid you're talking about? The one where I went out there with you? We went.
Yes.
Ghost hunted.
Yes. Yeah. And
So
I still wonder that night. I don't know. That's where I'm open to stuff like that. That night, I don't know if you remember, because I know we kind of left the group. You were with Lacey, and I had gone with David, and David and me went further into the desert. But and I believe him, because David's one of these guys that just doesn't believe in like supernatural, or he's more of a if I see it, I believe it kind of a thing. And he says there was a ball of light, that appeared behind me, so I don't know. It was a weird night that night. I still remember the stick figure that you had your gear set up, and I'm like, nah, it literally crossed its legs like a cowboy, like having a smoke, and it was sitting against that rock wall. And I'm like, I don't know. And then the other one, I don't know if you ever released that video, but the one where the temperature was just, and I'm like, holy cow, what is that? And it was dropping fast.
I didn't get no. I didn't get no.
Let me look.
Did you send it to the wrong one again?
No, I hope not. Nope. Gold Fever Radio.
Nothing's come through.
Should be.
You wanted to spam, check there.
Why would it go to spam?
Who knows?
Yeah, I didn't put a name on it. I just sent it.
Yeah, see?
There's a few of them went to spam.
See?
Wow. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, this email has been marked for spam.
May contain harmful content.
Okay. How do I get that to go away?
I don't know.
email?
Well, SEAL team, I'll tell you the reason why, and I'll respond to it, and that's fine. I mean, I get it. You know, there are things that are worked on that are still in progress. So, I mean, surely, if I give you an example, I'll tell you, oh, you know, there's I'm just going to create a fictitious park. You know, there's a cool treasure piece in Johnson Park, and it's right by the playground. I mean, we're not going to talk about that, you know, until all the work is done. And more importantly, though, and this you have to understand, treasure hunters skirt the law, you know, so there's a lot of laws that say, you know, there's things we can't do, but sometimes we will. And that's not on the record, but that is the real truth of it. Just like gold prospecting. I mean, there are places that people prospect, and I'm not promoting claim jumping by any means, but there are sometimes where people will innocently do it because they have messed up where they are, or they don't know the location or whatever, you know. So that's why it's not, I get freedom of speech and all that, for sure. I'm with you, but I for the sake of not messing up stuff we want to work on so that we can show both in YouTube and other things in the future, you know, that's just, sometimes we can't show everything we'd like to. There is a picture I sent Jack that will be coming up that is pretty interesting. I did ask permission today in order to show it, and I think it's a pretty interesting thing. Let's see, am I missing anybody else?
Not saying show like the other one.
Yeah.
This email's been marked for spam. It's not saying. Well, let me open that last one you sent.
Maybe because I didn't. I'll try again.
It just says that marked as spam. It won't let me open it. It's protecting me.
All right, I tried again. Let's see.
Let me try to get in some of these others that you sent to me.
Yeah, and that's true.
Let me
Farm 4821. Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't have permission. You got to keep in mind too. People's work is very private. There's you know, sometimes people don't want their name. You know, some of the stuff I've talked about tonight, you know, the person passed away a couple of years ago, so it doesn't have any blowback. The stuff isn't around anymore, so there's no legalities that, you know, can be, you know, happen for that. So let's see.
Okay, let's see what else I can find here. Let me get some of these others up here.
Worst case, I'll just throw it up on the, I'll put the picture on the screen, but I don't think that'd be very satisfying.
Okay, so is that all I got? That many? I thought I had more than that. Didn't I? I guess not. Okay, we'll bring these in here, see what these are. In the interim of it, what other ones we got here? We got, what was this one? That one?
That is nothing I sent you.
Okay, that's something somebody else sent me last week.
Looks good though.
Let me get rid of that one.
Go get that.
That's the other guest from last week. He sent that. Okay, this one here.
Okay. So this was over by an area. This is off Apache Trail Road. I'll say that. And actually, I'll say where it is because I mean, anybody wants to dig it out, please let me know. I'd be happy to film the rest of it. But this is off Apache Trail Road before you get to the Government Wells area. And this is just some truck that's literally been buried into the side of the mountain. You know, I had put this picture up in a forum that we have called, am I allowed to say, promote anything here, Jack? Or?
You're allowed anything you want.
Okay. There's a Facebook group called Superstition Mountain Treasures. It's a public group. You can join, and we throw up a lot of stuff on there. But anyway, some had came up with a theory that this was a adit and the truck had backed in and they had detonated, you know, which I like it. It's not a bad idea because there's a ton of mine prospect shafts and adits in this area. So very, yeah. And that was, you know, I did poke around at it. I thought at first it was just the door, but no, there's the hood and it's all there. It's just very buried. So yeah, one would have to wonder, is there, and if so, it's a crime from a long time ago. But yeah, hard to say. But it's one of the.
Did I show that
Yep,
already?
you showed that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get rid of that picture. Okay, let's see.
It's a Ford, huh? Thanks, Wayne. Yeah, I don't know. That was found in the Superstition Wilderness. Don't have an age on it. It's an old one. And maybe somebody here would know better. That I'm certainly not a historian or whatever, but it was definitely a cool object.
They're wearing
shaving kit.
Okay. Let's see.
That was found, and for the record, was left. That is a mule shoe. It looks like a horseshoe. It's not. It's a mule shoe. It's smaller. It is dated to Spanish times. It was found by some mines. I was on I'm leery to say expedition, but I guess it is. I was out with a group. I was invited and came with them and searched the mines, and then also we found this. So I was reminded of the legalities of the superstitions, which is you're not allowed to take an object like that. So that I respected that, obviously, and it's one of those challenges we have because, and I'll just say this to the community, okay? So you have the law says you cannot take that. My question about the law, and this is where I would debate it, is what serves humanity better? Leaving it there, and thousands of years it will finally decay and completely be gone, or bring it out and donate it to a museum where generations can see a mule shoe from Spanish times of mines that were sank in the superstitions. To me, I think it's pretty clear, but I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a politician, but I think
I agree.
What?
I agree with taking it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't get the I don't get it, but yeah.
Did you show this one?
Yeah, I want you to. So next week, when we go in there again, I'd like to go metal detect in there.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I got some new places. And I know you're coming a day early.
Yeah.
I'll answer while you're getting the next photo. Fracas says, who's enforcing the laws right now? What agency handles now? That is what you were talking about earlier, Jack, the classifier. I think. Yeah, that was a cool spot. That is the spot I want to metal detect. Haven't done it yet.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
To answer you, Fracas, on that, lots of, you have state, local, FBI, there's a lot of stuff.
That's a staircase.
You'd be shocked at how much they do sometimes watch. It's more though, they watch people like with their content and stuff. I mean, and just for the record, anybody can, I don't have anything. If I find something, just as the person just posted, Steve, it goes in a museum, hands down. I don't need a private collection or something, because to be brutally honest, I have teen daughters and none of them care about any of this stuff, sadly, and neither does my wife. So it's kind of pointless.
So there's a staircase again.
Yeah, that is a period piece. So that's a period photo. That is the staircase in the 80s when it still had a bucket on the winch. I don't know if Robert's still here. He'd probably appreciate that photo, because that is more, it's newer than what we see it today. The planks you see are starting to go there. The planks are all but gone. I think there's one plank left, and the bucket's long gone. It's down in there, but yeah, it still more or less looks the same. The I don't know what you call those things, the snow fence poles. I don't know, what do you call those things? The things in the ground beyond it. I don't know.
T-post.
The what?
Those T-post?
I don't know. The black poles beyond.
Yeah, they're T-post.
Okay, those aren't there, and I don't know if that was their way of, putting fencing up or to keep people. I have no idea, no clue.
Generally BLM makes you fence your lawn.
Yeah, and that is a big concern. We recently I was working, well, not but helping out with mapping some shafts and stuff over by government wells because the Forestry Service and or government is starting to foam them in. So they get these huge, my understanding, 55-gallon drums of some liquid, and it foams, and it basically closes it
Oh,
for a while. So we're trying to investigate the shafts before that happens, because obviously we're looking for missing people, but we're also looking for artifacts or
How-
or gold, treasure.
so from the camp, how many miles is it over there to that staircase?
From the Don's camp,
Yeah,
it's not real close. I don't know mileage,
4 miles.
yeah, it's not. I mean, obviously, you take the other road to get there, and a
And
different
you hike
parking
over
lot.
boulders, and that was a hell of a hike that we had to do.
I remember because you were back before us. We were on the hike to Barks Canyon, and with Wayne, and I think we had a group of 26. It was a great outing, and but we got back later. And I get back, and I think you were the first person I saw. You walk, I'm like, "How you doing?" And you're like, "Oh." You were tapped. You were done. You're like, oh my gosh.
I mean, because I had backpacks on, and it
Yeah.
is you're climbing over boulders and through cat claw brush, and it was just I was so beat up and so tired.
Yeah.
And then you had the people in front of us that were just runners, they could just. But we took off on the trail for as long as we could on the trail from the parking lot. So we did go to
Yeah.
the parking lot, and then from there took off on that trail, and then you had to get off the trail and get over.
Yeah. I was just out there. So this is something I did, and I'm proud of it. I became a Don. So there's an organization out here called the Dons of Arizona, and this was truly an honor. What a Don is it is basically that they devote themselves to history, both preserving, promoting, and educating. So one thing we do that's really neat, we do a kids camp January, February, and it usually ends in March, where we take third graders from all the schools around the valley here in the Phoenix area, and we bring them in, and we have a day camp, and I teach gold panning, and there's different stations that teach roping and this and that, and it's really a great experience, because when you see third graders, and some of these kids are from inner city Phoenix, they've never even, I mean, they see the mountains off in the distance, but they've never been next to, sorry, that is my dog. Yeah.
My dog took off. Yeah.
These kids never, and the Don's camp, that's where we hold it. And, they get off the bus and they see the side of the mountain there, and just to see their expressions of like, wow, that's big, and then, so yeah, it's a neat thing. I am very fortunate to have been able to join, and hope to be a Don for decades to come. So the great organization, we're always looking for new people. We do a lot of give backs, highway cleanups, to teaching kids. So yeah, if you want to look at what the Dons do, just do a Google search, Dons of Arizona. It's a great organization. It's been around since the 30s. And I got to tell you, the people that have been Dons would blow your mind. I mean, politicians to pretty high level doctors, and all kinds of sorts. So it's a great organization.
Yeah, I heard that that was one of the questions I was going to ask. Is tell me about you. 'Cause I heard you became a Don.
Yep.
He
Yep.
changed his name to Don.
Yeah, a Dawn. Yeah.
He's a
So
Don
if
now.
you remember the rendezvous last fall, Wayne had introduced, I think there was 6 or 7 of them there that night. So now I'll get to stand up there too. But
Yeah.
it's a great group of men and women, and we're getting more and more in the folds. And one nice thing is we are seeing some Dutch hunters and treasure hunters getting in there. Robert, I know you've applied and you're attending the meetings. Really look forward to seeing you. And Dallas, you went with Dallas to the Spiral. Jack, he's a Don now. So
Yeah.
a lot of good people.
So yes, that's pretty
Did you
cool.
get that picture?
Yeah,
Man,
this looks like a cool one, man.
It does. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. So this is probably probably the most interesting thing found in the superstitions in the last couple of years. This was found by, and I hope he's on. I don't see that he is, but Bob Bunzel. Yeah. So we used to go by Bobby, but he does a lot of groundwork in the superstitions. He is now here full time and already active in there. But this was found with another object. I won't say a lot about that. We're going to save that for him. He'll show that. But I will say there was a historical book that was found first, and it was next to this. And in that book, there was a little bit of a sketch saying that the boulder, which is more of the side of a mountain, had more than what the book was. And when he looked, he found this. It is, most people say, oh, it's natural. It is not. It is carved in there. And I will tell you, I don't want to ever meet whatever that was, because I don't know why they would do it. But the book that was found next to it, I will just say, if you want to do yin and yang, was a very, very positive natured book. So
Wow.
I'll just say it. I don't know if he's going to get mad. Hopefully not. Sorry, Bob, if you do. It was a Bible, German Bible from the 1800s.
Wow.
So that's a very significant find. And that person that put the Bible there drew a picture of this object in the same rock face. And I don't know what that would be. I don't know if that was that person's like good and evil, because this obviously doesn't look good. I mean, I'm not an expert on, but it doesn't look like something I'd want to meet or know.
No.
But it's unusual that they would put, good and then evil, next to it. Or, I'm guessing the person found this first and then decided, this is pure guesswork, but felt that a Bible was in order to maybe offset whatever this was. Pretty weird find. And this is just another great example of what, it's like Curse of Oak Island for anybody that watches that. They find something and they're like, oh, it asks more questions. I mean, yeah, it's cool to find stuff, but that's the same thing out here. So we find something, but then it's cool to find it, but then it's like, oh crap, now why? Like, what is this? What does it mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool find. Wayne Tuttle also thought, I'm speaking for him and I shouldn't, but he thought it was very significant. Definitely one of the more interesting finds recently, that's off the wall. It's not, I mean, we find cans and we find, like I said, mule shoes and mining stuff all the time, but this is something for like Moon Lake, it's like, I know somebody put on, Vampire Hive. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, when you take the lore of the superstitions with the reptilians, the aliens, the demons, the fact that the Apaches said it was the devil's playground. I mean, who knows? Who knows what this was? Just more of the lore of the superstitions.
Yeah, no, that is cool. I see on Facebook. I see, who's that say?
Carter Smith, Danny Jones, and Austin Shepard.
Austin Shepard.
Oh, there's a whole separate chat?
Well, yeah, it's broadcasted Facebook and to YouTube too.
Oh,
okay, so
sorry.
Dang.
If I missed anybody, okay. I apologize.
Let's see. No, so I'm going back to comments. So Half Bucket. Is Half Bucket here?
Yeah, he's up on the top.
Half Bucket, are you still here? Let me see where we
Bob is here. The person that found that is here. Hopefully I didn't say too much. Sorry, Bob. I didn't show the other. But I felt describing was a little bit in order.
Let's see. Dad's detector, Dad's collection of rocks and old beer bottles. Robert.
Yeah, Wayne, it does look like a skull. It's obviously it's
Those
something,
are cool.
you know.
My first time desert like that.
There he is. There's him.
What?
Right there.
Oh, Salome Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, I got a question for you. Do you still have contact with Dolores? And the reason I'm asking that, I believe that's your ex-wife. Tom used to go on the superstitions a lot, and one time I heard that Tom was telling me that he found something, I don't know what it was, inside of a cave that was some type of Spanish tool or something like that. And so what I'm wondering about, if she would still have any of those artifact things that he had found in the superstition.
I don't know a Dolores. Are you talking?
No, this guy that's in here in the
Oh,
chat room.
oh,
There used to be a
sorry,
guy
sorry.
when I first went in there. We went in as a group, and this guy Tom, he's been in there like, I don't know, hundreds of times, and he used to bury, camping gear and stuff in there. And then we went in there. We went up to Garden Valley, I think it was, and we camped there for a week, and we stashed stuff. But so he was always in there, and we went over there. We went over by Charlie Boy's and all this type of. We were just basically hiking, not really doing.
Yeah, you're starting to impress me, Jack. I didn't
could
know you
ask
went
her
all
and
those
see.
places.
So yeah, that'd be cool if she's got any of that cool stuff that he had found, in the superstitions. We'd like to have some of that stuff if she doesn't want nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
or the story alone, Jack. I tell you, a lot of what I do, and actually most of what I do, I hate to say this, I can't really show you because it's such a mess, but I'm sitting in bins and bins right now of photos and manuscripts and diaries and stuff like that. And this is somebody else's stuff. This is somebody that just gave me a bunch of stuff recently. It was a spouse of somebody. So it's crazy. Those that came before us, some of the things they found. And I will say, in the words of Clay Wurst, who left us pretty recently, like I was telling you earlier in the broadcast, he was a cog of the wheel of the Dutch hunting community. When I met him, which was truly probably one of my biggest honors, he asked me, the first thing he asked me, he's like, Larry, I have one question for you. And I'm like, sure. Has it all been found? And I paused for a minute, and I look at him, and I'm like, no, of course not, Clay. And I'm like, we're still finding stuff. And he smiled. He's like, you're right. He's like, there's a lot more to find, So, and this is a guy that knew. He had seen things we could dream of.
Oh yeah, I know that stuff has not all been found. We did that.
Bob is here, by the way. If anybody has a question, I don't know. For the person that found that skull, he's Hillbilly Bob on the chat. So if you have any questions there, you could, maybe he'll
cool. I'm sure there's so much stuff inside that superstitions is just, because that is a vast area in there. Most people go in there, they're just on the trails. They're not, off the trail looking around and
sure
stuff like that. So there's got to be, let's give away one of these books. Should we give away a book? Should we give away a prize?
I think so.
Okay, ask a question, Lisa.
I don't have a question.
I told you to think of a question.
I don't know what to ask.
Oh, man.
You can ask.
Oh, I don't know what. I relied upon you to.
Oh, yeah, I know you did.
Okay, so I've already moved the pictures out of there. I would say.
Let's see. Do you want a question from tonight?
Yeah. Do you got a question?
What year? So the gentleman that passed away, that we kind of started the photographs with, what year was he born?
Okay, I think I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. First one in the chat room.
I don't know. Sorry, Jack. I'm just trying to figure something.
Okay, with the correct answer. First one in the chat room. He's a Don. Yeah. The first correct.
He was not a Don. He would have been a good one though.
Okay.
Steve.
Oh man, look, they all come flying in. Steve Levin's got it in.
Yep, he got it.
1937. Okay. Steve, you got it. So Steve, you can have the day metal detecting changed my life, or you can have the other one, my prospecting adventures. Whichever one you prefer, you can have. You know, when I first started metal detecting, I hated it. I hated it. I wanted nothing to do with metal detectors, and metal detectors used to piss me off. And there's some stories in here about things I used to do for metal detectors. But then when I got involved with it, I mean, you know, I got to go to some stuff like, I mean, when I went to Alaska, I found a ton of gold in Alaska. I got to go to Michigan and the UP and hunt copper artifacts. And, you know, when you find all that copper, everything's made out of copper fish hooks and beads. And then I went to Idaho and I found all types of Chinese stuff at this Chinese camp. I mean, all types of cool stuff that was Chinese. But that's all in the metal detecting one. So
They both came in at the same
And
time.
it's on Amazon.
oh,
Right
there
now.
you are. Look at that. Yeah, those are some of the other ones too. There's some other books there. I put a few of them on there. Adventures, thank you. Adventure. So he wants this one. Okay, so set this.
Did you get the picture of the? It looks like trees bent over.
Let me go look. Send me
Oh.
your address, Steve. Wherever you want me to send that to.
I'll throw a picture, or if it's there.
Okay, let me see which one that may
I'll
have
throw
went to,
some fun towards the crowd that might not be a
that
treasure
may have went
hunting.
to spam. Okay, so that's not that one.
I don't even remember all the pictures I sent you.
Okay.
Hopefully, we got all the good ones. If not, next time.
Okay.
Maybe next time I'll print them and just hold them up.
Okay, so here's the spiral staircase. That's the bucket. That's the bucket. That's the bucket. That's spiral. That's spiral. That's spiral. That's spiral. It's not that one. Okay, how about this one here? That's you becoming a dawn. Oh, yeah, like the tree. The tree. Yeah. Okay. Looks like this Sasquatch's house.
There you go. Yeah, throw that one up there.
Okay.
I'll tell you a little story about that. I know we're going long, so I'll probably wrap up. But
Okay. Let me.
for the non-gold crowd, which I'm sure isn't much, but for the people here that do like sometimes the alternative stuff, I will say this area is odd. There's odd happenings. I'm not one that really subscribes to the unknown, but I'm always on guard for it, and I'm always curious of it. And I truly am not a believer or a disbeliever. I'm one that I'm open to everything, but there is a show that unfortunately I haven't seen on. I don't know if they got canceled. It was called Expedition Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
I thought it was the one Bigfoot show that actually was pretty good.
But they never found him.
Yeah, but I mean, they found a lot of weird like heat signatures, but you never know.
Yeah.
Like, is that a producer? Is that like
I
camera?
know.
You know,
It's like
you
Yeah.
never know. But one of the things they show in that show a lot is their structure, like where they think they sleep and all that. Here's the odd thing. This is in an area, and what you can't see is there's grass that's in there that has been picked and not woven, but laid down in a thatch kind of a way at the bottom, almost like it was really, I would probably lay down in there. The reason I found this was because of a saguaro, though. And there was a saguaro that had fallen years ago, and it had literally created a concave in the desert floor. That's how heavy it was. And with saguaro cactus, they're the ones you see in the movies that are super tall, for those that don't know our cactus, but is your typical cactus with arms and all that. They're hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. And when they fall and they die, they hit pretty hard. Well, anyway, it turns into like almost a wood, like a skeleton, the remains. It had been picked up and wedged into the desert the opposite way, not the root side. And yeah, I know people are like, well, why don't you have a picture of that? I should, but it really would be irrelevant because I wasn't sure it was actually planted in the ground, and I touched it and it fell over. But I look and it was wedged in too. And now I will say this skeleton was at least 12 feet tall, extremely heavy, even in its skeleton state. I found that first, and then I started searching the area and found this. Somebody else I work with going in says, and I did not personally see this, so this is not something I can validate, but said that he had seen footprints that were very, very large. So who knows? Probably just a tree that fell over during monsoon season, but it's something to always investigate and something
Oh,
to
yeah.
always look at.
I would say it's a tree that fell over, died. And once shade starts, all the coyotes and critters, they'll go in there, lay down, scratch around, make a
Sure,
bed,
sure.
and before
Yeah.
you know it, somebody walks around and say, "Oh, this looks like a Bigfoot." It's a
Yep.
little small for Bigfoot, so maybe a tiny person, as I heard stories of tiny people there.
Yeah. And I'm continually investigating that too. And that's more of the fun. Pardon me. In fact, I'm reading a book right now, and it's what's it called? See Me on the Mountain or something. It's about Geronimo using lava tubes under the superstitions to avoid the cavalry, which, I mean, you can see why I tried to find that book. And it was a little hard. It's way out of print. I think it was out of print in the 70s or whatnot, but it's a pretty interesting book because it's like,
Saudi,
and there's,
say there's somebody from Saudi Arabia. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got
I've got it.
and S.
Okay.
Alans from Saudi, that's Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
and there's somebody
I know.
Why-
it's a long way away.
4Y. Hello, wow, yeah, people from all over the place. Uh,
Are you able, Jack, to put, and not now that I know we're pretty much you've gone long, but are you able to put video up or no?
yeah,
In
I
the
can do a
future.
video.
Okay.
Video has to be in whatever form it is, not MOV, MOV. It's the other form for my videos. Have to,
MP4, whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Cool.
fourth thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that maybe next time because
Yeah.
there's a lot of content. I apologize for everybody us getting the photos that it I don't know. Next time I think I'll just print them and hold them up. That way we can talk real time and no delay or whatever. But
I know as it gets closer to the rendezvous, Wayne generally comes on, and
yes.
we'll have you. I think next week or the week after, Jason will be, back again talking
Good.
about his stuff, and so we do
Yeah.
a complete route sometimes.
Yeah. We'll have some info on rendezvous. Of course, when he comes on, we'll have it locked in. But as far as who's coming, but it should be a good show this year. We're continually growing. There's going to be a little bit more help this year. We got some new dons and some people, Bob and Robert and Rick and quite a few others that are going to be helping out. This year should be a little bit more organized. One complaint last year was the Ramada. As you remember, it started raining, so we shuffled real quick from the outdoor amphitheater indoors or under the thing, and it just was too dark. And there's a couple of things we heard that we want to improve. So there'll be lighting in the Ramada this year. There will be, hopefully we'll be able to do the amphitheater, and there will be T-shirts on staff members. So we're going to have because one of the things we heard is people are like, who runs this? I mean, obviously when Wayne gets up and grabs a mic, or I help a little bit here and there, they know we do, but we want a presence where people know based on a T-shirt we're going to wear, who can help, who can direct you to the bathrooms or whatnot. So should be a good year this year. So look forward to everybody coming out.
And that's November 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's in the Superstitions. So more information, just follow the pages. That's the main, because I try to post stuff all the time. So at least video. So if nothing else, make sure you follow me on the page, my page. Facebook.
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate all the. I'm sorry?
Those dates are final, November 6th, 7th, and 8th?
Yes. Yeah, permits were, Wayne said the permits were filed. It's one of the interesting things about the Don's camp, even though it's a private camp, we still have to get a permit to do rendezvous. And it's just because the amount of people. Right, I had come up with a great idea, and it got quashed a little bit of maybe getting a beer manufacturer to sponsor, but anyway.
Well, that would be cool, but having the beer trucks out there, but you could see a bunch of people out there. They get
Yeah.
hurt or get
Yeah.
out of control, and then you
Yeah,
got all that liability you got to deal with.
100%. And we want it to be a family oriented, and not that we get a lot of kids, but we want people to have a good time, enjoy the story. So for anybody on that, and this will be my last plug, for anybody that's on that hasn't been to the Dutch Rendezvous, it's at the base of the Superstition Mountain on the southern side. It is at a place called the Don's Camp. If you look at many of the Facebook groups, and Jack will promote it too, you'll see where, when, or, we know when, but we usually have quite a couple hundred people, and the event's getting bigger and bigger, and plenty of places to park. And we generally bring on a pretty good show. So I appreciate you letting us talk about it.
So people can follow you how?
I go by AZ Gold Hunter on pretty much everything. YouTube. I'm on Facebook quite a bit. Both the name that you see there, Larry Akins or AZ Gold Hunter. That's I'm on Instagram. I'm just starting TikTok. I'm old. I just still don't quite get it. Are you on TikTok yet, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thought on it?
Well, I was on it a long time ago and had quite a big following, and then when they were going to kill it, I killed my account. And then when they didn't, then I had to start over. So I've only got like about 8,000 is all I've got now.
Yeah.
But you got to get to 10,000 before you can even get monetized. So I'm still working on that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my YouTube, I only have 20 videos maybe. I put up things that, I'm not, this is your gig, not mine. You and Wayne and you. So, but yeah, I'm pretty easy to bump into.
We're looking for Spanish treasure, Steve says. Steve asked, Steve Wiggins. We're going after Spanish treasure. Rendezvous, yeah, Paul says. All righty.
Is that Paul from Chicago? I don't
Huh?
know. Is that Paul from Chicago, or is that a Paul you know?
It's Paul from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
Paul from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess that's it then. That was all the things. So yeah, Ron,
I know.
We didn't get into what the superstitions are all about with old Jacob Waltz and how it all got started, and so we got more we can talk about.
Oh, we got a lot. We're summertime we slow down. I will say we generally do. I still operate a little bit in the summer. I adjust to nighttime trips, and then and for those that do come out here, and if you haven't come out, please be careful, man. Bring a lot of water, especially if it's warm. Even in Rendezvous, I mean, and you knew that, Jack. I mean, even this last Rendezvous, we were second week of November, and it was still warm. I mean, when you went out to Spiral, it was still warm.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, so bring a lot of water, but yeah, we'll be doing a lot more in the superstitions and a lot more content to come. But yep, there's plenty of stuff to talk about, and we'll do it some other time. Everybody, thank you so much, and thank you, Jack. It's been fun, and go get some gold, everybody. That's what that is my main thing. So
that's it. All right, Larry, appreciate you coming and hanging with us, buddy.
Take care.
Okay, talk to you later. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, want to thank Larry for coming and hanging with us. So remember, go to Facebook, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, personal page, Jack Tucker, huh? That's me.
That's you.
That's me on
That's
Facebook. And subscribe to, you can go to Gold Fever Radio. If you're not on there, subscribing to Gold Fever Radio or follow whatever you do there. And of course on YouTube, Gold Fever Adventures.
And on TikTok.
And TikTok now. Oh yeah, I got to build up my TikTok. So on TikTok, what am I on TikTok?
I have no clue.
I think I'm
I
just.
don't follow you on TikTok.
Don't you?
No, I'm
I don't
not
even
on
follow.
TikTok.
Oh, you're not on TikTok?
No,
What am I on TikTok? I'm looking.
don't know.
I am Gold Fever Adventures
Uh-huh.
on TikTok. Okay, that's what I am on TikTok. Seems like Gold Fever Adventures on a lot of places, huh?
Seems.
Okay. Anyways, everybody, want to thank you guys all for coming and hanging with us for another week. And now I got to find an ending song. Where's an ending song
I
at?
think they're at the top.
An ending song? I haven't found an ending song in a long time.
New ending, an end song. Right
Where? Right there?
That one.
That's an older one.
Well, it says
Okay.
end song.
All righty. All right, guys. I'll take care. Thank you, guys. Till our paths cross again, you guys all take care. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. See y'all. Bye.
Jack's got a shovel and a dream in his hands, staking claims neath the hot desert sand, chasing the glimmer of gold in the sun. Every hill climbed, it's a battle, but he's won. With friends beside him, he's never alone. Through valleys and mountains, they've made it their home. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. They ride the ATV through the wide open plains, laughing and shouting, forgetting the pains. The wind on their faces, a taste of pure freedom. In the heart of Arizona, they know they'll beat 'em. Life's a wild ride, they shout out so bold. Jack says you never slow down, you never grow. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. Life's a hell ride, they shout out so bold. Jack says you never slow down, you never grow. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. So here's to the gold in the lives that we hold. Jack's got his friends, and that's worth more than gold.